Good afternoon, class. So for this afternoon, we'll be having another asynchronous class, but this time, I'd like you now to be able to think about your research title, and you'll be able to hopefully be able to articulate it. Now, the last time I've asked you to create your research topics. Okay, and I asked you to do the 831 activity, the 8 topics. Okay, uh, choosing your three and your top choice, and there are certain criteria that you need to be able to understand. Okay, in the selection of your topic, it should be interesting, it should be feasible, it should be connected to your strand, and it should add to the new body of knowledge. I would always repeat that so as you may be guided on how to choose your topic. I have not yet checked the entire paper of your activity, I think number one, but I'll be doing so within the week as to the approval of your research topic. I think some of you I have approved already, so you may now proceed with I think the third activity, because the second activity is quiz number one. So I do hope you had the chance to be able to answer it. And there's a deadline for that. Your third activity later on, I'll be sharing it to the class. So let me just share screen. Um, share screen. There's share screen. Okay. So again, for this afternoon, um, we'll be doing another asynchronous activity. This time, our topic would be writing your research topic. Now, I'm sorry, this is not writing your research topic, but this should have been writing your research title. Ayan, I did the editing, huh? Again, writing your research title. So, when you're searching for a research study on a particular topic, the topic that has been approved already, you probably noticed that articles with interesting descriptive research titles draw you in. And that's why it is very important that you need to be able to browse, search for it in the internet using Google Scholar, and reading journal articles, thesis, and dissertation of the topics that you're interested, so as you get to be familiar, okay, on how you're going to go about in terms of creating your own title. By contrast, research paper titles that are not descriptive are usually passed over even though they may be good research papers with interesting contents. This shows the importance of coming up with a good title for your research paper when drafting your own manuscript later on. So gagawin niyo yan um, one step at a time. So why do research titles matter? Before we look at how to title a research paper, let's look at research title example that hopefully will illustrate or illustrates why a good research paper should have a strong title. So imagine that you are researching meditation and student concentration on studying, and you want to find out if any studies have shown that meditation makes students better in school. So yeah, you'd like to come up with, let's say, a qualitative research on the lived experiences of, example, students doing yoga, okay? And students doing yoga probably would do better in schools. Now, for the title of this one, Meditation, Student Concentration, and Studying, you need to conduct a keyword search. So dun sa magiging titles ninyo, you need a keyword search. Normally, you need to be able to give around 5 keyword search. For example, in this case, using keyword studying, concentration, meditation. So tatlo lang. So you would come up with results that have the following titles seen after doing your Google search, Google Scholar search. So, kunyari, nilagay mo na doon yung mga keywords, so you'll be able to find out studies. For example, may makikita ka doon, benefits of meditation for students, a quantitative investigation, why mindful students make the best students, student meditation in the modern world, and a case study on how meditation helps students become happy, and many more. Okay, so there would be hundreds and thousands of titles that you get to see when you type in the Google Scholar your topic. Now, all four of the titles may describe very similar studies, and they could even be titles for your study. As you can see, they give different impressions. For example, in title number one, okay, benefits of meditation for students, a quantitative investigation, describes the topic and the method of the study, but is not particularly catchy. Okay, so kasi doon binanggit na quantitative investigation. Pero hindi siya catchy. Okay, not interesting. Title number two particularly describes the topic but does not give any information about the method of study. O yun. Why mindful students make the best students pero wala siyang kung anong klaseng research yung gagawin. It could be simply a theoretical or opinion piece. The third one, okay, ulit tayo doon, student meditation in the modern world. It's somewhat catchier but gives almost no information at all about the article. Ano ngayon tong student meditation in the modern world? Bitin. And the fourth one, a case study on how meditation helps students become happy, begins with a catchy main title and is followed by a subtitle that gives information about the content and the method of study. So, kita niyo doon yung mga examples of the title. Kayo rin, you might want to later on try i-Google search ninyo yung mga topics niyo and you'll be able to see thousands of titles. But dun sa topic ninyo, pwedeng yung ilagay yung buong title, ano yung description ng topic, ano yung topic ninyo, or you can use keywords. Now, what are the characteristics of a good research title? According to rhetoric scholars, Hairston and Keene, making a good title for a paper involves ensuring that the title of the research accomplishes four important goals. So let's talk about these four goals. Number one, a good title predicts the content of the research paper. Sa title mo pa lang, malalaman mo kung ano yung kahandungan or the end product results or the output of the research itself. Second, a good title should be interesting to the reader. Yung makita pa lang, for example, the lived experiences of senior high school students grade 11, 12 during the pandemic. Quite interesting, no? Ano nangyari sa mga estudyante during that pandemic? Third, it should reflect the tone of the writing. Okay? Fourth, and finally, it should contain important keywords that will make it easier to be located during a keyword search. Okay, so those are good characteristics of a research title. So take note of those. Now, when writing a research title, you can use the four criteria listed above as guide. Okay, so ayan na, yung guide niya for the research title. Predicts the content of the paper, interesting, the tone of the writing, and important keywords that will make it easier. So here are a few other tips you can use to make your title that will be part of the recipe for an effective, research paper. Okay, make sure your research title describes the following. Letter A, the topic. Kasi kung yung topic nyo tsaka title magkaiba, we might have problems later on. The method. Okay? Ano ba yan? Method ng gagawin mo. Okay? I'm talking about here the research design. Qualitative research design ba yan? Quantitative kung qualitative, ano yung type of qualitative research? Case study ba yan? Phenomenology ba yan? Ethnography or grounded theory ba yan? Then the sample, okay, I'm talking about the participants here, and the results of your study. So you can use the following formula. Example, meditation makes students perform better. Okay, a qualitative study of mindfulness meditation among senior high school students of St. Patrick's School of Quezon City. Avoid unnecessary words and jargons, meaning yung mga technical words that cannot be understood by the reader. Now, you want a title that will be comprehensible even to people who are not experts in your field or in your strand. Check our article for a detailed list of things to avoid when writing an effective research title. So we'll be later on giving you the article for you to be able to read soon. So make sure your title is between 5 to 15 words length. So ilan ba itong kanina? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So almost mga 15 words. So pasok pa tayo dyan. Now, sabi nila mga 15 to 18 words. Okay, in a title. So pasok pa rin. Now, if you're writing a title for a school assignment, which gagawin nyo rin, or for a particular academic journal, verify that your title conforms to the standards and requirements for that outlet. So kanina, yung criteria and characteristics will be very important in writing your title. For example, many journals require that titles fall under a character limit, including spaces. Many universities require the title take a very specific form, like limiting your creativity. But for us, St. Patrick's School of Quezon City, we will understand your titles, hopefully, with the help of your research advisor in helping you craft your titles. So class, that's it in terms of head start in terms of creating your title. So you will now be able to do your preliminary activity on creating your research title. So pag-isipan nyo to, but I'll not ask you to submit anything, but bear in mind, ito yung magiging, I think, the third activity, which would be next meeting. So based on your approved topic, hopefully ma-approve ko na yan, look for a research title related to your topic using Google Scholar. Okay? Now you have to do this time the 10-3-1 activity. So 10 either journal articles, thesis, or dissertation paper titles lang yun. 10, then pili ka ng top 3 mo and your main choice. But you have to read the abstract and check if it's related to your topic. Mamaya, yung kukunin mong journal articles, thesis, or dissertation might not be connected to your topic, so baliwala lang yun. Number 4, based on the 10-3-1 activity, you will now have to create your research title. Hindi nyo kokopyahin yon, but it would be somewhat like a guide for you to be able to create your title. So look for at least 3 to 4 references to prepare you for your introduction. So pag nagawa mo yung title mo, maghahanap ka uli ng 3 to 4 references para naman this time to prepare your introduction, which you'll be talking about very soon. And the last one, what do you think will be your qualitative research design? May title ka na. Ano sa tingin mo yung design na gagamitin mo dyan? Pang case study ba yan? Phenomenology ba yan? Ethnography? Grounded theory? So you have to explain your answer. So I'd like you to be able to do your, your very simple research on this qualitative research design. Yung case study na yan, phenomenology, ethnography, and grounded theory. Pero later on, i-discuss pa naman natin yan. So I think that's it for today's meeting. So have the time to be able to do this preliminary activity. Wala kayong submit. Okay? So in probably in your notebook piece of paper, gawin nyo na to because in the next meeting, you will be doing this one and you'll have to be able to submit it in Brightspace. So this has been Dr. Takanai. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Stop share screen and